Hey guys, I'm Jenny and this is Charlie, and we're not my usual read. And we wanted to share with you some books that we've been reading and loving lately. So, yeah, we're going to tell you about a book that we just read, and then we're going to tell you about a book that we're reading and one that we just picked up from the bookstore.
Yeah, one we're excited about.
Yeah, and actually, mine is a Christmas gift, so I didn't pick it up. All right, so I just finished the Zodiac Academy. This book is by Caroline Peckham and Suzanne Valente, which they are sisters. It's
Which you just found out. I didn't realize they were sisters.
and they
until
wrote
just now.
about they wrote together about twin sisters. I don't think they're twins. I didn't do that much research. I need to. Wouldn't that be crazy? Anyways, I think that's a super cool, the idea of sisters writing a book about sisters. Anyways, it's about fairies. It's a romantasy. It's also considered a bully romance. So if you're into that, I think it's really good. I wasn't used to like all the boy meanness, but all the drama really fueled me, and I like got really sucked in. It's a pretty big series. I think it's like 12 books. How much we were watching that?
Yeah, it's a lot. It's like 12.
There's a
It was
lot.
like taller than the person was basically on the table.
Yes.
So it's
I'm
a
reading
very
book
big
2
book.
right now on the side, but yeah, I'm liking it a lot so far. This book was the first one. It's The Awakening. Really good. Highly recommend. Charlie, what did you just read?
I just finished All the Pretty Horses by Cormac McCarthy. It's really good. It's my first Cormac McCarthy book. This one won a Pulitzer. It's considered like a great American novel. Very good, very sad. It's just kind of a young boy's journey to Mexico and finding himself along the way, dealing with mortality and kind of the grass isn't always greener kind of a situation, basically. But
Yeah.
it's very sad. It's a little bit tough if it's your first Cormac book. He doesn't like quotations. He doesn't like commas. So settle in. It took me, I don't know, 20, 30 pages to really get used to it. But
Yeah. Once you got in there, you were
yeah,
like loving it.
yeah, I think everybody should read it. It's very good. It stuck with me, which means that's how you know it's a good book. The only other book that does that is Siddhartha, where I just every now and then I'll kind of think about a quote or a passage from it, and this is going to be one of those too. So
Yeah.
really enjoyed it.
That's awesome.
What about you? What are you reading now?
So I am currently reading a book that Charlie chose for me. It's The Institute by Stephen King.
Second Stephen King book.
It is the second one that I've read. The very first one I read was Salem's Lot, and I didn't hate it or anything. It was hard for me because I haven't read third person in a while. This book, however, is like really got me hooked. I am so into the plot right now.
Well, that was his second book. This is like his 60th. So he's
Yeah.
a little more refined.
Yeah, he's more refined. He's got it
But
down.
it's a good book. I recommend that to anybody.
About this boy named Luke who has abilities, and he gets taken from his home. And basically he's taken to this institute, which is like a prison for him and a bunch of other kids. And he's been trying to figure out how to escape. So far, it's so good. I'm over halfway, and I'm really excited to talk about this on our podcast next week, hopefully. So yeah, check that out for more. But this is such a good book. You guys should read it. If you're considering Stephen King, I recommend this one because this is the only other one I've read.
Yeah, that's what we were talking about. I think I would recommend that for anyone who's new to Stephen King. I think
And you've
that's
read
a
a whole
good
bunch.
jumping
You
point.
love.
Yeah, I've always liked him since. I think I first read The Green Mile, and I've always liked him. So.
I want to read that one so bad. So I'm excited.
All right. My current read is Iron Flame. Of course, Jenny recommended this. I don't know who else would, but yeah, Iron Flame by Rebecca Yarros. Second book in the Fourth Wing trilogy. We don't know if it's trilogy.
I think it's
third book comes out in a couple weeks, so we're excited for that. But
yeah,
I like it so far. If you've read the first one, it basically picks up almost where it left off.
What do you not like?
Violet is getting on my nerves a little bit. I think she should just kind of get over it. If you've read the book, you probably know what I'm talking about. I don't know if that's a divisive topic or not. Some people are like, she's right. Other people are like, she's wrong.
I personally... Okay, so if you haven't read the book, she's mad because the main character forgot to tell her something. Yeah, we don't want to spoil the first book. But it's fine.
But if you knew the gravity and the weight behind why he did what he did, it's just like you are being very childish. And it's like I'm 200 pages in. I'm not quite halfway. It's like 600 pages, so a little bit less than halfway. But
you're like, get over it.
It's still going on. It's like every chapter, she's like, "Oh, this man, I love him so much, but he withheld information.
But
So I
it'll
can't trust him. I can't. And it's just like, oh my God. You know you're
it's
going to get
kind
back
of big
together with him.
stuff.
Get
But I know
over
he
it.
couldn't say anything.
Yeah.
It's fine.
And we'll talk about that in the full review, what he couldn't say. I don't want to
Yes.
spoil it now, but
Yeah, in our podcast we do spoil stuff.
so far I think I like the first one a little bit more. I do like this one. I mean, I'm split because
you haven't barely read it yet.
well, the second in the trilogies, the second book's usually the world building's done the first. So the second one, stuff's happening, stuff's moving.
Yeah.
And that is the fun part of this. It's very quick, very fast paced.
Yeah.
But Violet is just really getting on my nerves.
But like so much happens in this book, and like things get real.
Yeah.
And I'm so excited. Once you get past that little thing.
I don't know. If she's like this till the end, book 3 might be where I stop.
Oh my gosh, Charlie. You're such a quitter. Okay. It's going to get better. She's going to get over it. They're going to bang. It's going to be fun. Yeah. Okay. So this is the book that we just got. I got it for Christmas. I've been really wanting this book for a while. It's called The Ministry of Time. The author is, how do you say her name? We just looked it up.
Kellyanne.
Kellyanne Bradley. And I'm really excited. First off, look at that beautiful book. I mean, it's just gorgeous. It's like pop art. And basically, it's about a civil servant. So she works for the government, and they have enlisted her to house basically like somebody from the past. So it's part of this new experiment that the government's doing to see if time travel is like feasible and if it will mess up our timeline and everything. So basically they're pulling these people from different points of time and they're housing them with people in current day. And I think it's supposed to be kind of cute and funny and like really
probably some love in there.
Like lighthearted, even though it's like about time travel and like the time-space continuum. I think they're going to fall in love. I mean, it says it on the flap, like that they fall for each other. But it seems really, really new and like kind of fresh. It doesn't sound like anything I've read before, so I'm super excited about that. What are you excited about?
So this one I actually bought. It was not a gift. This is Harlan Ellison Greatest Hits. I have no idea who Harlan Ellison is. I just was walking through Barnes & Noble. I saw the cover. I thought it looked pretty awesome.
Pretty sweet.
Apparently he's a really big like fantasy horror short story writer. This is just a book of his short stories. So the cover drew me in. I just thought it was really pretty.
Yeah.
And then I saw Neil Gaiman did the foreword. And then on the back, there's passages or I guess reviews from Guillermo del Toro, Stephen King, George R.R. Martin. Who else do we have? Ray Bradbury, who's one of my favorites. Yeah. Michael Crichton. I'm like, okay, Roger Ebert's in here and he does film. So I was like, okay, I have to give this guy a shot. And I love short stories, especially with just reading these like bigger books. It's kind of nice to get a little something different in there. And most of them are like 30, 40 pages. So
he's like sci-fi, right?
Fantasy horror is what it says, but I will definitely update y'all. I'm also doing an audiobook right now called, Carl the Dungeon Crawler, which I saw 2 other booktubers talk about.
I am so excited that you're doing an audiobook. If you know me, you know that I'm an audiobook queen. I love them.
Well, someone told me about it and I was like, I don't know, that sounds kind of weird. And then I saw 2 booktubers like talk about it and they're like, it's awesome. So like, okay, I had a free token and it had 4.9 out of 5 stars out of like 30,000 reviews. So I was like, okay, well, I mean, it's basically free, right? It's just a token. Right. Yeah. So I got it. The narrator this is only we've done The Hobbit. Yeah. And Andy Serkis is incredible.
He's amazing.
This guy's also just incredible.
I love it when they can do multiple voices well. It's like you're in that world.
I had to look it up because I thought he did like an old lady, like grandma voice. And I was like, surely that's not. It's like he does all the voices.
Yeah.
He's incredible. I'm only chapter 3 now. I listened to a little bit tonight. I just started it, but it's really, really funny. It's really good. Basically, the world ends. Carl has to go. It's like a mining company crushes all of the people in the buildings into this like 18-story dungeon that he has to get through to potentially save the world with his cat, Princess Donut.
Yeah,
I know it sounds like a fever dream. It's really funny. It's really good so far. If you like video games or anything like that, I think you should definitely check it out.
Makes me think of like Tron Legacy or something. but I don't know.
Yeah, it's not quite as sci-fi as drawn because it's like goblins and orcs when it
Yeah,
gets down
sure.
there.
It's like fantasy.
But it's like he went outside to save his cat and he was just wearing pink boxers and like Crocs. So
Oh
like that's how he
no.
goes into this dungeon.
That's
So
his character.
yeah, it's just really funny. I really like it so far. So
Cool. That's awesome.
yeah, that's
That's our recommendations. That's our reads right now.
everything so far. Yep.
You should check them out for sure. You should also check us out on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, or iHeartRadio. We are also new to YouTube, so Not My
TikTok.
Usual Read, and TikTok at Not My Usual Read, and
We're on
Instagram.
everything. Yep.
Obviously, wherever you're seeing us now, give us a follow, give us a like. And if you don't listen to us regularly on Spotify or on YouTube, definitely check us out and subscribe. We'd love some comments on book ideas and recommendations.
Book ideas, Rex, yeah.
We're going to what's the bookstore? It's like a resell.
I don't remember.
book.
It's like a
Reclaimed.
It's like a reclaimed school or reclaimed library.
I love that.
Everything's like $2 under, so we're gonna go check it out this weekend.
So
and,
excited.
Yeah, probably make another video. And also wanted to say sorry about all the confusion on Sunday for the listeners on the podcast. I know there was like 3 or 4 different updates, so we tried some new software.
Didn't work out.
Listened to the beginning and fixed it, but then it made it a problem later on, so we then had to do another re-upload. So yeah, we're trying out some new things. We're trying to get this as best as we possibly can. So thank everybody for kind of sticking there with us. And I think it's only going to go up from here. We got a lot of good ideas, things to come for the future. So.
We are so excited about some of these upcoming reads and swaps. So yeah, definitely stay tuned.
Yeah. It's
going to get so good. It's been super fun. Really enjoying it. So yeah, thanks for being here.
Yep. See you all next week.
As always, happy reading.
Happy
Bye,
reading.
guys.